We're alive.
All right. Welcome to another Thursday night of the Guitar Gear Locker. And obviously, glad to be back. We missed last week because of the holiday, but yeah, me and Roger are back tonight. And
Back at it.
yeah, so tonight we were going to discuss. Well, we got a few things, a few gear, that just come out that we'll discuss as well. But the main topic was the Flying V guitar. And what is it about the V that makes it so special and unique compared to other guitar shapes?
And before we fly into the V guitar, like and subscribe. We'll say it right up front. Please like, subscribe. We forget every week. I think we've forgotten every time. All right, now, so let's fly into the V. I'm sorry.
Yep. But yes, please like and subscribe. I think I'm pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, so, it doesn't matter. Wherever it is.
Yeah. So back to the Flying V guitar. If anybody that's somewhat knowledgeable about, V guitars, they originally came out by Gibson in 1958, at the same time as the Gibson Explorer, two very futuristic shapes that really failed miserably in sales back then. So I believe they did not start making them again until maybe 67 or something like that, which is probably the V that you're most people are familiar with, like Jimi Hendrix playing. They had the little whammy bar on there and stuff. But the original 58s, hello, Trouble. The original 58 guitars were Carina. And I'm pretty sure, like, the few that they did make, which was like maybe 100 and something, I think, they're probably one of the most expensive sought out guitars on the planet now,
I bet.
But yeah, and for me, my intro to pretty much what got me into playing guitar, really, what made me really want to play guitar was seeing the Flying V actually as a kid. And I can't say which one it was first that I saw, but it was probably between Michael Schenker and KK Downing, Judas Priest.
Now, real quick, where did Flying V come from? Flying.
Well, I guess because I don't know.
Oh man!
Here's an ESP. And this is called the Arrow. So it kind of makes sense. The Arrow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Arrow, baby. Their take on the Flying V.
McCroshan's with us. He said, "My Flying V."
Yes, and he has a beautiful Flying V. He has a white ESP Arrow. That's a beautiful guitar. Yes, I think he's got some other ones too. But yeah, I mean, for me, the V, it's a lot of people think, oh, it's very odd, sitting down, and for me, it's very comfortably, and I don't know, there's something about it. I think tone wise that is different than, say, a Les Paul or an SG. It's kind of like, I don't know, it cuts through. It's a kind of guitar that really kind of cuts through. You kind of have that balance of, it's like a Les Paul and an SG, if that makes any sense, mixed together,
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to look up why they call it. Now I'm curious why they call it a Flying V.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, for me, it makes you play a lot differently. Obviously, it's kind of like a faster instrument, and I think probably because of the crazy shape and the playability of it, you could play a little bit more aggressive on a V than, say, a Les Paul or something like that. And and that's probably why heavy metal really embraced the V guitar.
Right.
But yeah, there's something very unique about it. Also, I think the shape kind of inspires you in a certain way, the look of it, because it, like, to me, it's kind of like a weapon,
Right.
and yeah, so it's kind of inspiring to get out on stage and play with the V. But I find it one of the most comfortable guitars to play, and it's a big part of me as a musician. You know, probably most people that follow any of my music would know I predominantly you see me with a V-shaped guitar over the years.
Right. Right.
Um,
Hey, hey,
but
Evan, how you doing?
yeah. So what are your thoughts on the V?
Mine?
Yeah. Well,
Is it look is it a
you own a couple of these. You have a
fine
couple of
while
these,
you're
right?
playing it upright? Is it true? 'Cause I just Googled it, I couldn't find, because
Yeah.
it looks like
Why
it's
not?
fine. I guess it could be. Evan,
Yeah.
is that true? No, I mean, the you so I like the so I brought mine to the table, the V here, which was yours that
Mhm.
you
No
had
problem.
special made.
Mhm.
Um, I don't like these as much as you do. I like to play it once in a while, but I find them a little bit uncomfortable for me. I mean, even though I'm a pretty big dude, so it's not like they're too big on me, but, I do like these in general for hand placement. So, and comfort, palm muting and that kinda stuff.
Yeah.
Um, as far as the V shape, I'm not as big on it as you are, you know that.
Mhm.
I don't know that I really even have a favorite shape.
Yeah. I think it's kind of, if you think about, say the Les Paul or the Strat shaped guitars,
Right,
they're more in, I guess, kind of like when you think of guitar, anybody that's not even a musician or anything like that, they're going to see the shape of a Stratocaster or a Les Paul,
right, right,
and
right.
but I think if you think of heavy metal, the V is what should pop in up in most people's,
And I think it does. I think it
visual.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
for me,
think
it's
that
the
heavy
ultimate
metal
metal.
and the V go hand in hand, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is about the V, it's a very versatile instrument too, because predominantly, it's known for metal and hard rock players. But
Right.
you know, if you think about what's his name, blues guy,
Albert King?
Mhm.
Albert King?
Yeah, yeah, and there's quite a few guys that played the V. There's one that really escapes me right now. I think
I gotta tell you, it's weird because it does get, I don't wanna say cliche, but it gets to the point where, like you said, you see somebody with a V, and you're expecting to hear extreme aggressive music, and then you
Mhm.
see Albert King playing the blues on
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's kinda counterintuitive because you're looking at it going like, "Okay, I wasn't expecting that."
And
You
and
expect him to be with, like, a 335 or
and Albert King may be the guy that kinda spearheaded the thing with the V too. He's probably, like, the most famous guitar player that really kinda embraced that shape, if you think
Sure,
about it, from
sure.
back in the late '50s.
Right,
Um,
definitely. Evan
and
has
then Jimi Hendrix, Jimi Hendrix picked up the V towards the end of his days.
I like the
Uh,
Gibson Rhodes versus all those old carbon Vs with the extended lower wing. Oh, yeah.
I
Those
remember
stuff,
those
they look
covers.
cool and different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Sid Alex, he
Ah,
has your
nice.
same shirt.
Alright. Divine Eve. Oh, yeah. My buds.
Yeah,
Great band.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Glad there's another fan of Divine Eve out there. Shout out to Divine Eve.
there you go.
Yeah, but so the V obviously went through changes too,
Mhm.
you know? So, speaking of the Rhodes, Randy Rhodes, who designed that shape, which I believe he designed that kind of like a shark fin or something.
Right,
I'm pretty sure that was like his idea behind it. But the thing
right.
about it, the offset V, you discover something super comfortable about that as well. The way it sits, the
That
curvature.
is a comfortable guitar. That's a comfortable V.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And you can kind of throw it around a bit more on stage and stuff. And
Right.
but yeah, that was, I mean, I could, seeing seeing Randy Rhodes with the first version with the white Concord, I believe it was called,
Right.
which was a little bit different than the way that shape evolved too from the first guitar that he got, which was, I'm pretty sure was the first Jackson guitar too.
Right.
Um, but
So
yeah,
is
I
that
would.
where Jackson did they kind of come onto the scene of Vs with Randy Rhodes and the Rhodes V?
Well, it was Charvel, so same
Okay.
company,
Yeah.
same people. So from the story I understand is when Randy got together with Grover Jackson, because
Okay.
then it was just Charvel. There were
Yeah.
basically Strats,
Right.
super Strats,
Yeah.
and so he wanted a neck through body guitar, and he wanted a
Mhm.
V shape, and he designed that shape. So at the time, from what I understand, could be incorrect here, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Grover Jackson, when he designed it, he didn't want to put Charvel on the headstock because he thought it would alienate their customers, that this was just too crazy of a shape.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
Randy suggested, why don't you just put your name on there? Put Jackson on
Yep.
there, you know?
Yep.
So I think that's how it went too, because then
It
Jackson
sounds very familiar.
started to make like, neck through body instruments and
Right.
the crazier shapes and stuff like that.
Right.
But there's something unique about that, it's like the hot rodded V,
Yeah.
and then you have, an ebony board on there, which is, is fast playing piece of wood,
Right. Right.
uh, but yeah, I could tell you, like, first seeing the V, and like I said, I can't remember, it was either Schenker or Kiki Downing that I remember first seeing the Flying V and just being
Mhm.
attracted to it right away. Like, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And then fast forward maybe 1981 or something, in a magazine, um, picture of Randy Rhodes, probably in like Cream magazine or something. I saw him with the Jackson,
Right.
and I was just like, wow, that is just unbelievable. That guitar
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but I think there's something unique about them, and you can play other music on them. I think it's
Yeah.
also the shape that maybe inspires you, because it's a pointy, aggressive shape. So mentally it inspires you to play a little bit more aggressive,
Right.
than like an LP shape or Strat shape instrument.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but I think there's something really unique about it. Obviously, the access to the upper frets, things like that. I think you said that, you mentioned
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh.
It's like an SG, how you have it cut there. It's
Yeah.
like a Les Paul or something like that,
Right.
and
Right.
easier access to the frets. Um, but I think in recent days, even outside the hard rock metal community, I see a lot more blues guys and players like that. Even some
Mhm.
jazz guys I've seen playing the V, and I'm just like, you know, um, if you in another band that comes to mind is, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The guitar player Wishbone Ash. So
Uh-huh.
he is another one of the guys that kind of spearheaded the V thing. Probably it was probably like a '67 or something like that he was
Right.
playing.
Right.
But yeah, it's I mean, like the guitar I just picked up, which is well, this one is a double arrow, and to me, the arrow shaped guitars that ESP made, because I used
Mhm.
to think Jackson was the most comfortable. But fast forward to the arrows, they are just the most comfortable V I've ever played in my life. I mean, I think they've really nailed it. Even to the
Right.
point where it's like they, where the Jacksons, it basically stops here. So now you have this like extra little cut here
Right.
to access the frets and stuff.
Right.
And then you have these nice little bevels here and stuff like that to rest your arm, and it's not like a flat instrument.
Right. Right.
Um, but Yeah,
And
I'm a V nerd. So
I think everybody can look at your guitar and tell how hard you play it because the matte finish is shiny. Nice and shiny.
yeah, yeah. It's not even satin anymore. You know,
Yeah.
matte.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's funny
it's
because when you held it up in the camera, you could really see the shiny spot on it.
yeah. Hey, it gives it some character. You know, you need
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
heat up your instruments a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, people like when they make their matte guitars, or satin, whatever you wanna call it, when they make those shiny themselves, but when they take it to a tech and a tech shines it up, not good.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
different story.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we talked a little bit about the weight because I
Mhm.
told you I had a conversation in here the other day, and you were talking about the weight of some of yours. I know did you ever weigh this one here?
Um,
This
y-
one, what do you think is
that one is
7?
super light. No, I
It
don't
it
even.
might be it might be 5.
I think that guitar is no more than 6 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take it down because for one, I'm afraid I'm gonna knock it down, and also it looks like I'm growing a horn out of my head. But this one, and everybody will hear me cry if I do.
And that is a handmade instrument right there.
Yeah, I'll hold it
That is
up.
all
Let me
handmade.
this
Yeah.
down without breaking things in here. Man, it's tight in here. So this is, let me see if I
So
can get it to focus. There you go. SKG.
yeah.
So it has really cool headstock on it.
Mhm.
And you designed this, right?
Yeah, I the specs were all mine, yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
made
Rail hammers.
yeah,
So,
so
and
if
it
anybody
has,
mhm.
you can see that little cutaway, right? They
Yep,
hide mine here.
yep.
Yeah. So this, what I was talking about this yesterday was, I had somebody here and we were talking about the weight of guitars. And you and I were also talking about the weight of the V's earlier. And this is so deceiving. Even the first time you saw me pick it up, like you're kind of preparing your muscles in your arm, like I'm getting ready to
It's
grab
gonna
something
be
substantial, and
yeah,
you almost fly away because it's so light.
yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
look at it and it looks like a boat anchor, it looks heavy, but
yeah.
then it's so surprising how light that guitar is. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And I
Yeah.
think for the most part, a lot of the earlier Gibsons were pretty fairly light, but over time, I think when Jackson came into play and making a neck through body instrument,
Right.
and you got a one big piece of maple going through, you get the neck going through the body of maple, and
Right.
it's just heavier. Like this one back here, which is this guitar is big and heavy. So
Right.
this guitar is about 9 pounds
Okay.
for a flying V, which is kind of but they're not known for being heavy instruments.
McCroshan said he thinks Johnny Winter played a V sometime live in the 70s.
That's right, he did. You are correct. Yeah, Johnny Winter did as well. Yep.
Yeah,
But it's
interesting.
it's funny how the guitar over the years, I do see it getting more respect. Like I said, outside the
Hello, thanks for joining.
hello there.
Give us a like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember to say that now. We never say it. We always like, "Hey, do it." We'll remember at the end. He said, "Good morning."
Good morning.
Yeah, we're almost good night. What part of the world are you in? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Okay.
So who do you think who made the V guitar, the V-shaped guitar, the most famous?
I would say Michael Schenker.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Schenker and Rudolph Schenker, and I see one comment
Hendrix, yeah,
on that.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think you know, still when you think of Jimi Hendrix, he's you just picture Fender Stratocaster,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's you don't picture him with the Flying V or the SG, which he played as well, and But I think Michael Schenker, because, you know, him coming out in the scene in the 70s, and he inspired a whole new kind of generation of guitar players.
Yeah.
And also his aggressiveness, I think that kind of, I don't know, made his aggressiveness in his guitar playing and his tone, which also you hear that in the crunch
Yeah.
in the tone when you hear those early UFO records.
Mhm.
But I think he just inspired a more aggressive, virtuoso kind of guitar players that started to come out in the late
Right.
70s. And you think about the whole new wave British heavy metal. I know not to and KK Downing as well, but you think about the new wave British heavy metal, and all those guys that played Flying V, that started playing like Diamond Head,
Yeah.
Accept, Merciful
Right.
Fate, all these bands that were coming up, and you see these guys with the Flying V,
Yeah.
So I think that
Greg
was.
Roberts said Devin Townsend had a huge V.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he played a V. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's almost it's like I said earlier, it's odd, like Hendrix with a V. It's odd to see Hendrix with a V.
Yeah.
It's also weird to see Eddie Van Halen with a Les Paul. But
Yeah.
he played it, and then
And Eddie Van Halen owned, uh there's pictures of him with that one of the 58 original Vs.
yeah,
And I'm pretty sure he recorded with it too, but
I think I've
never see
seen
Eddie
that.
with a V live,
Yeah. Evan said KK was his choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
KK.
so I'm sorry.
Yeah, KK, I guess Michael Schenker overshadows a bit KK with the V sometimes, I've heard them go back and forth with each other who had the V first.
Yeah.
From in the 70s, but I
So
think they were.
which era of the V is the best?
Which era? I don't know. I think I
I
think
have cool
ESP
questions
making
sometimes, don't I?
some great Vs now, I would say. Jackson still, if you get like a
Uh-huh.
USA, Jackson, and but I think, and it's funny, when we had Matt Sorge on here a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
and Matt is predominantly a V player like
Right.
me. He was talking about the magic of those late 70s Flying Vs,
Right.
and the necks on them are a little bit faster, a little thinner or whatever. And
Mhm.
so I hear a lot of people say that those guitars are just pretty magical,
Right.
those 75 to 79, 80
Right.
guitars. But I don't know. Some of the early the first Rhodes Jacksons that came out in around like 83 and all, there's some amazing guitars, 83 to 85,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're speaking Gibson, maybe the 70s versions of
Okay.
those V's that they made, which was a different headstock too. It's like a flat headstock. And that's one of my
Right.
dream guitars, because Schenker had one, and you know, Kirk Hammett, he's got the
Yeah.
79 Black V
Uh-huh.
that he's known for, and Wolf Hoffman, who's another guy for me, that played those 70s Vs, so something
Right.
cool about those flat
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
headstocks. But I don't know. I don't know. Any of your V customers ever discuss anything like that, or what's the magic
Not
year?
not really. I don't I see V's occasionally, but there's not a lot. I don't know that I see a lot come in here, tell you the truth. And I don't know why that is. I've never realized that. Occasionally I'll have those, but I get super interesting stuff in here. Not a lot of V's. So here we go. So let's do this. Alex Bouks, who is known to play and love Vs. So design your perfect V. Perfect body, color, fretboard, neck, manufacturer.
Well, it would be an ESP Arrow, and it
Okay.
would be probably I could go either or, a mahogany or alder body with a maple top,
Okay.
and 3-piece maple neck with a 24 fret maple board,
Okay.
stainless steel frets, and actually a curly maple top. I think would look really sharp. You know?
Really?
Yeah, and reverse headstock. So I something about the reverse headstock that I like.
Yeah,
So
there's a cool
and
factor to that.
in a home single configuration,
Okay.
one volume, 3-way,
Yeah.
toggle switch.
All right, which finish?
I would go with a. It would be a black with a green and black top, maple top.
Okay.
Yeah,
Translucent or solid color?
translucent. Yeah, the maple top.
Oh, so well, that's why I said that.
Curly
Because
maple.
I was like, why would you go with the curly maple top and then cover it? So that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shred Wars with us. Alex just got my Jessup Time Warrior.
Oh, cool.
Distortion.
Oh, nice. Yeah, glad to hear that thing is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to find one eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. To V or not to V? That's the question. Look at pondering deep thoughts with Necrosian. To V or not to V?
Yeah.
Deep thoughts.
Mhm.
All right, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I figured it would be ESP. So wood electronics, I think that's a given, right? You said hum single.
Yeah, hum single, Fishman pickups, obviously.
Okay.
I would also have it mounted in the body, and I've noticed that guitars that are mounted, they sustain a little bit more. The pickups that are mounted,
Hey, Dwight.
So
Dwight says, "Hey,
no pickup rings. Straight
no
into
pickup rings."
straight into the body pickup.
So directly, so I'm a big fan, as you know, of mounting into the brass, the FU Tone
Yep.
mounting system. I like
Exactly.
that. I don't know why. I think, I mean, I didn't do any scientific testing, of course,
And
but
FU Tone hardware as well.
FU Tone, of course, yeah. Yep, absolutely. Block, you have to have a block on a Floyd. It almost looks weird when you don't now to me. So, yeah, I really like that system a lot, and I like it a lot better than mounting directly to the body, directly to the wood. I like mounting the brass to the wood and then the pickup to the brass.
Yeah.
So if anybody, I'll post a link on this, but check it out. The FU Tone, it's the PMS, the pickup mounting system, really good. I've installed a bunch of them here. They're awesome. They also come stock on their guitars. Shred Ward, ever since I got my ESP Arrow, I'm a believer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing guitars.
How many do you have now?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Hey, I don't know.
The arrows?
The arrows? Oh, I don't know.
Or the Vs.
How many Vs? Let's see, how many arrows I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 arrows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are there, I'm sorry.
About 13 Vs.
13. Now, are there different feelings or characteristics between those?
Yeah.
Like they don't all feel the same, right?
Yeah, I mean, the double arrow, which was the Millie signature originally, that they made. The necks are a little bit fatter on them, and when you have the normal arrow, it's a little bit thinner neck. But that's I think that's the differences a lot, but still how it feels, it's they're both super comfortable, whether it's the offset arrow
Right,
or the double arrow, if that's what
right.
they call the double arrow. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, but they all, I mean, just like any guitar, every guitar sounds and plays different too.
Now,
They all have their own character.
do you feel like they play differently with different tunings? Like, you play in C standard most of the time, but sometimes you're in A.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
never in standard E.
I think if it's like 25/5 scale length,
Okay.
you can get away with tune down that to A
Yeah,
and be fine. Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
I think one of the most stable guitar Vs I ever had as far as tuned down low, I wish I still had the guitar, but it's a, Jackson King V that I got rid of years ago, and, yeah, that guitar, was really, and that was tuned to A standard,
Mhm.
and that thing stayed in tune amazing.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. So, what have we missed on Vs? Where do you see Vs going now in the
Oh,
future?
I think, I think they're super popular now, especially, still amongst the metal community, but, I still see Jackson pushing them out like crazy with,
Uh-huh,
and ESP, and, Gibson has done a few different variations. I know they have like a '70s type version, but it's funny
right.
how they call it the '70s V, but it's still that pointy headstock,
Uh-huh,
and, I know they did a reissue of those, I don't know if you remember those mid-80 Vs that didn't have the pick guard. They were like
uh-huh,
either black or white,
right,
and, they had ebony boards, I'm pretty sure, and I know they did that a few years back.
right,
So obviously, they're still in high demand,
right.
you know?
But what do you do? I mean, so we're going into the future, everything I mean, it's conceivable that everything gets better as you go into the future, right? So what could they do to make one better moving forward into the future?
I don't know. I mean, my opinion of the V, I think the ESP really nailed it with the arrow. Because I remember when they first came out and I saw the shape, I didn't it didn't grab me at first. I was just like, wow,
Uh-huh,
that's a little nuts. Like at the time, it looked a little bit too wild because I was so used to the normal Gibson V or the Jackson Rhodes or the Jackson King V.
uh-huh,
And but man, and over time the visual started to appeal to me more. And
uh-huh.
now I prefer it over any V. I would say the arrows, they really knocked it out of the park. I mean, everything down to the back, the back heel of the guitar, and the how it sits on your body and everything.
Right,
It's it's the most
right,
comfortable V I've ever played. But
right.
I like the traditional approach too. Still,
Yeah, yeah. So
so.
and the Crocian's getting all philosophical on us tonight. Look at me, one small step for bees. Yeah, I was just curious to see what your take on it. I don't you know what? I'm curious to see where guitars go in the future, Vs or otherwise. Like, what can they do to improve on them?
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause
I
some
think, people talk about vintage guitars and all that stuff, and obviously the wood and there's a magic to those old guitars, but
yeah,
I think right now, guitar building is probably at the best it's ever been.
I agree. I agree. And I think we've kinda talked about, a vintage guitar, having an old guitar from the '60s or whatever, and, does that play better than the replicas,
Yeah.
a '60s replica of today? But I mean, as you know, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I just accidentally bought that '95 Gibson Les Paul Studio, and that's a very solid guitar.
But, you said about, old guitars that are worn in. I like guitar that is worn in,
Yeah.
I like like it to be a little beat up, and that's the nice thing about when you have an older guitar. Like my old
Right.
80s ESP back here. I mean, the neck, I played that thing to death. It's like 38 years old or whatever it is now,
Right.
and there's something about when you play a neck that's really worn in. I guess
Yeah.
I get that about the relicking and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's something about that.
But sometimes you get an old guitar and it's just an old guitar.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
smelly,
That
it's
doesn't always
stanky.
mean good.
Right. It's just old. Like
Yeah,
the electronics are nappy in it. It's stanky. It
yeah,
smells like old wood.
yep, yep.
No,
I think,
I'd still like to have a 64 Strat.
yeah, me too.
If I had a spare 30, 40, $50,000 laying around, however much they're going for now.
Yeah,
Although things are dropping.
I played I think I told you the story. I think it was a 58 Fender Strat. I was afraid to
Oh,
touch it.
yeah,
Guy's like, "No, that's okay." I was like,
yeah,
"Oh,"
yeah.
but
Isn't that funny when people
it didn't
have these
it didn't play that
guitars
good.
that are what's
It
that?
didn't feel that good, to be honest with you.
And you hear that a lot. You hear that a lot. Like it just plays like an old. I mean, it's like now. Do you want to drive a new car with all the conveniences, or do you want to drive an old Chevette?
Well, there's and this is related to V's and vintage guitars. So I saw a recent interview with Paul Stanley, and he's known for the V too. He's actually, when I think about it, he's probably one of the first guys I saw playing a V in the 70s. So he had a 58,
Yeah,
and he said he got rid of it, and he got Gibson to make him a replica.
right.
And he said, I got rid of the 58 and I kept the replica because the 58 played like shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, just because you have an old guitar doesn't mean it's going to
Well,
be.
I'll relate it. It's a piece of wood with a pickup. Yeah.
That is
So,
true.
I'll kind of relate it to cars. I gave my little Chevette thing, but like, my real story with cars, I had to have an old car. So I had an
Yeah, yeah,
old Nova SS with a 383 stroker in it and pass everything but a gas station. And then we have nice new cars with air conditioning in it. And it's like every time I drove that car around, I thought I was going to be on the side of the road, broken down, overheated, or I was
yeah,
going to have to, I mean, it's just a whole lot of stuff with
yeah.
an old car. And I wonder
High
if old
maintenance,
guitars are like that. Of course, they're not
high
going to leave
maintenance,
you on a,
high
they're not,
maintenance. But I look at older, not vintage in the sense of the 50s or 60s, but
yeah,
recently I've been, nerding out on reverb and checking out some old ESP, in particularly bolt-on ESPs that I really
yeah,
like because of that,
yeah,
that Super Strat. And I was just like, oh man, oh, that one looks good, or some old Charvels and stuff like
yeah,
that. It's like, so if I was to dabble in the vintage market, not that that's vintage in the standards of the
yeah,
50s or 60s, but it's become vintage in the shred era,
right, right.
era for us, the 80s. So
Yeah.
I would love to get a few of them,
Well, I told you I have a heavy metal preacher who's in a band called Full Armor.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's from the heavy metal days and he could shred and he has an 83 Black Beauty.
Oh
And
wow,
it weighs I think I've
12
talked about this.
pounds.
Yeah, what's that?
12 pounds.
It may be 42 pounds. No, it's heavy. It's super heavy. But it
Yeah,
also has like the little winders that come out on the winders.
yeah, yeah.
They fold out and you can wind them. He was in here last week dropping off another guitar and we were talking about that. And original owner from 83. And he said he was considering getting rid of it. And I was like, okay, first thing is don't get rid of it. You got to keep that thing forever. Second thing is, if you do, I should be your first phone call.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guitar is magical.
I've always had a thing for Black Beauties or
Yeah,
customs,
yeah,
and yeah, and most of I think we had this discussion before about Les Pauls. Most of the Les Pauls I've ever played in my life were 70s Les Pauls,
yeah,
and heavy, and I think they're probably some of the heaviest guitars they ever produced.
Yeah.
Probably 70s, maybe early
Yeah.
80s or something like that.
That one I got, that 95, it's pretty heavy.
I
It
wonder if it has anything to do with the pancake body.
Well, I think you get the newer guitars like my R0, I think it has more chambering in the body and things like that to lighten it up a little bit. I think that 95 is just a block of wood.
Yeah,
Plays great too.
yeah,
And it sounds great. I threw those, man, I have a rude little set of humbucker P90s that I made. They're just funky. They need to be in a punk rock guitar. I think they're sold and going in another guitar, but I have those in it right now, and it's a funky little guitar.
yeah.
So, yeah, anyways, so what else do we have on V's? Do we want to move on, or you got more?
Uh, I
I
don't
think
know.
we covered it.
I mean, I think I'm good with the flying V's. I guess let's get on to some of the news. What we have.
The news.
Yeah.
On to the news to see if Roger can. So there's some stuff. I mean, we had Black Friday. We said we just wanted to touch on it, and I tell you personally that like I would. It's weird because I took a different approach to Black Friday this year, because I was looking at the pre-Black Friday things coming out, and I wasn't really looking for a guitar, and now I'm kind of like focused on tools. So I, upgraded my soldering station and things like that. Stu Mac had some really good deals, half off deals and things like that. So, but overall, I didn't see anything like I've seen in the past. There used to be, I told you that one, it was a Guitar Center exclusive. It was the, that black Strat with a pale moon ebony board on it. That I think those things they're fetching a little bit of money now, because they were limited editions, but they had those a few years ago. But it seems like you just don't see those crazy deals like you used to. So I was pretty much unimpressed with Black Friday this year. And so the other thing is, Guitar Center, it used to be like, it went without saying that before the holidays, you were going to get a 15% off likely, and then they were gonna send out their little catalog, if you will, and you were gonna see everything, and they had some good doorbusters and things like that. I didn't get any of that, and I was looking for the sales, and here's an observation. I may be totally wrong, so I'm putting my disclaimer out there, but an observation I made. I texted you about this the other day. So, we get through Black Friday. Monday, the mail comes. I go out and get the mail, 15% off Guitar Center. I'm like, and by then you would think like everybody's just gone out and, done their thing on Black Friday, but it didn't stop there. All parts, Black Friday, 5% off. I texted you when I got the thing, 20% off right now. Stu Mac, 20% off right now. It's almost like they suck you in on Black Friday. It's like a bait and switch, man. They suck you in on Black Friday, and then Monday gets here, or actually it was Tuesday when I got that 15% because we got past Cyber Monday. And then all of these sales come out. I mean, today I got a 20% from Stu Mac.
Yeah.
And it's like, that would have been good to have the other day because, I was looking for some stuff. So just very weird. This is an odd Black Friday year for the guitar world, I think. Now, there were some deals out there. I watched a couple of YouTubers, Phil McKnight and a few other people were showing a couple mini tube amps, the heads. There were some crushing deals on those. So there were some good deals on some things, but pretty lackluster, I think.
Yeah.
So that's my spiel. You have the kind of same take?
Yeah, I really didn't see anything. It was kind of dead. And but it's funny because I was like, I haven't seen anything cool come out. And then this EVH popped up. So I don't know if anybody's seen that as far as new gear, the EVH.
Oh, wait a minute. I was going here first.
Sorry. We can talk about this first. So we have this. This is the other thing, which is the 50th anniversary of Iron Maiden. And they have signature Dave Murray, signature Steve Harris, which I don't remember ever Steve Harris having a signature bass. Dave Murray, of course, has, and Adrian, and
Right.
also Yannick. Yannick has a signature guitar, which I don't believe he ever had one either. So my opinion, I could say that Dave Murray is, I believe these guitars are Mexican made. These are not USA
More than
Fenders.
likely with the price point. Yeah.
Yeah. The Dave Murray, the one that they put out, the last one they put out, I thought was pretty cool. That one reached out to me. This guitar, I don't know, doesn't really. I mean, it's got the the normal Dave, the hum single coil
Yeah.
configuration that he's known for from his old Fender Strat that he modified.
Right.
But they actually did probably a very limited run years ago of that original guitar, which doesn't have the Floyd on it. It just
Right.
has the normal Fender tremolo system on there. And then I think he upgraded to a Kalar he put on there in the 80s at some point, and then obviously the Floyd. But I don't know. It's the none of them really sticks out. I mean, that one's cool. That's like and if anybody is aware of this, that bass, that the Steve Harris signature bass, that's based off his 70s, his original 70s P bass that he still plays because he refinishes it. So,
Oh, wow.
But if it was me, being a huge Iron Maiden fan for 40 something years now, if it was the Steve Harris bass, I think they should have went with that cool blue finish that he had for many years in the 80s.
Right.
And the Dave Murray.
You know what? I pulled this up because I couldn't see in the small picture. It looks like he's basically, it's a Strat with a hum in it. I know it's HSH, but it looks like he has the center pickup decked all the way down so his pick doesn't hit it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know, like if you looked at the original one that he ratted out in the late 70s,
right.
He put the two humbuckers and he left the single in there,
Yeah.
But I wonder if that is the case, that pickup had to go back farther.
Yeah. I'm going to try to see if I can squeeze listen to failures of Gods and Close to the World Below back to back today. Love me some failures, but Close is just such a step up. Masterpiece album.
Ah, cool. Well, salutes to Bob and Ross who wrote those albums,
Yeah.
So Close to the World Below is definitely probably one of my favorites,
I think Shred Ward, do you have a TikTok? I think I ran across you somewhere on social media this week. Just scrolling through and I was like, wow, he looks familiar. I remember him from here.
Oh.
What's that?
I said, oh.
Yeah.
I don't have TikTok, so
No, not you, Shred Ward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't run across you. I know you're not on TikTok. You said my favorite is Unholy Cults.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like playing when we do play stuff from that record. It's a lot of fun.
All right, so let me close this guy down. And our next topic is, this was, I'm curious to see what people think of this. We talked about it a little bit. Let me go to my share screen here. It seems like modeling. I don't know what, it's a big week of modeling here. The Helix, I've never been, I have my older Fractal. I like that a lot. I know people that use the Helix, but this is, it looks great. It reminds me a lot of the Fender, which I have somebody that comes in here and plays the Fender and he loves it. And he traded in his Fractal, the latest FM9 for the Fender. He loves it. This reminds me of that.
Yeah, I owned a which is not a it was a head, but it was still an amp modular, and it was a Fender Cyber Twin, if anybody ever heard of those. And I bought that when they first came out,
Right.
and I have to say, it had some of the coolest reverb, delays, echoes you've ever heard. I mean, that amp,
Oh,
you
wow.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. This
you know,
looks like a lot, man. I mean, it looks cool, but it looks like a
yeah.
lot.
It looks like, for me, too much for me to wrap my head around.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm just like, all right, just give me like 4 or 5 knobs to switch from, and I'll figure it out and dial it in.
Right, right. 3 switches on the floor, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this just got released. It's getting really good reviews. I think, you either like a Helix or you don't.
Well, Line
Um
6, they make great effects.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's my favorite delay pedal is the Line 6 that I have, the green one, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that there's still nothing that beats that
Yeah.
thing.
There's one that's caught my eye lately, a Strymon. So I don't know why.
Mm.
But I admit that up front, I don't know why. But it caught my eye.
It'd
Which
be
one
like, "Yeah, Alex, I made a purchase this week."
No, no, I'm not. I'm busy this week. No purchases. So yeah, this came out. I thought it was interesting. I think it's expensive. That's a lot of money for that, but
Mhm.
I guess it remains to be seen how good it is when the reviews come in. There's already some reviews out there, but like when people start getting in a live setting with it, he said social media. I swear somebody has shred
Good
ward
man.
now, but it didn't
I
have 666 on it.
I'm so close to getting off social media. It's getting
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I just
I
wanna see
try to keep mine
guitars, nice
related
things,
to guitar stuff.
just guitars and nice things. That's it.
Yep.
Music. That's it.
That's kind of what I do. Just stick to the guitar stuff and keeping up with events around guitars. The rest of it is just gobbledygook. All right, so the next one, let me navigate through that. Let me see which one it is. Oh, okay. Sticking with the same theme here. This came out, I think, last week. Speaking of Fractal,
Mhm.
so this looks like this is competing with one of those. I can't remember. I almost bought the stinking thing, the smaller pedal version. So this is like a small pedal version, if you will, that can go on your board of a Fractal. So a little more limited, but I watched some reviews on this. Like the price isn't too bad.
Mhm.
People seem to like it. So Fractal stuff. I like mine. I have an AX8. I like it a lot. So, but I also, like I've said it before, after I wrench on guitars all day, when I sit
Yeah.
down to play, I just want to hit a button and play.
Yeah,
I don't
some of
want
those things work pretty well. I don't know if that's what, the band, friends of mine from, Sweden, called, Dark Funeral, they travel with something like that, and they're just going straight in to the board, and I mean,
right.
for what they're doing, it sounds pretty good. So I guess if you're a traveling musician, something like that,
Yeah.
works out pretty
Well, and
well.
this looks like this is a little more simple than the actual Fractal I have, because it looks like he just has whoever has like a drive and a delay and reverb on this. So
Yeah.
kind of using it as pedals, if you will, on your pedal board.
Oh, yeah, you could probably go straight in to the board with that, you know?
Yeah, yeah, this will go straight in your lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of money. I think he's talking about the Line 6. Lots I mean, all of them are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the next one was something I kinda let the cat out of the bag. Well, we both kinda did. I did with you because I wanted to surprise you. Then you told me you sent it, but, we kind of misunderstanding on that one. Um, so this is the EVH. So let me find it. I'm curious. So what does everybody think of this? Virtually indistinguishable from the all tube original. This is a solid state combo
Yeah.
amp. What's your thoughts?
I watched a little bit about it. I'm curious. I mean, being an EVH fan of, I've never been failed by the companies with their
Yeah.
amps. I pretty much swear by them. So I'm curious, because it's a solid state amp, but it probably has a lot of really cool effects in there and things like that. And
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't, now what's the price point?
16.99.
I I'm assuming the combos that they make, that are tube are probably around 25, around that ballpark, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
more. I don't know. Um,
I
yeah, I
forget
don't
what I
know. I'm
paid for
curious
mine.
about it. I'm definitely curious about it.
Yeah.
It's probably a great amp to have at home to, you know, um,
Right.
practice with, maybe write with and stuff like that,
That's a 112, right?
Sounded good from the videos I watched. Sounded
Oh,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we had one earlier, it didn't sound bad at all. Yeah, and
yeah.
I think that's a 112, it looks like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just curious to see what you think. I mean, I'm like you. I mean, if it's EVH, it's gotta be pretty good.
Yeah.
They don't typically put out bad products.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing when you have a reputation, a good reputation of producing quality,
Yeah.
um, you expect it to be good, and hopefully this thing is as well. Solid state, I still swear by tubes, but
Yeah.
I think solid state is a great thing to have as far as like, you know, cool amp that's got cool effects and sounds good to sit in a room and write music with.
Right.
Uh, you know, but yeah, I
Yeah.
know technology's really catching up as far as getting close to it's just like, digital recording adverse to tape, recording analog,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
um, where recording albums now is really catching up quality wise, like digital
Mhm.
recording, because there was a time in the beginning, I think, of digital recordings, it didn't have the warmth of analog, you know,
Uh-huh.
and it's the same thing with tube amplifiers, and you have these fractals and things like that
Yeah.
sound really damn good,
Yeah.
and you're just like, wow, so technology's catching up for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But there's something about tubes blaring in your ear. There's a
Yeah.
magic to that.
Well, and I mean, before we come on, and I'll tell the story again. Before we came on tonight, I told you that, I play through the Fractal a lot because I just want no fuss, no muss, just play guitar. But every once in a while, I'll kick on the EVH. So I had a person in here yesterday, and he was testing out a set of throwback pickups, which are very expensive, but very good. They sounded good. Probably not what he's looking for, but they came in a Hamer that he bought. So he's playing that on my EVH. And I was like, damn, those pickups sounded amazing. So then he grabbed another one that he has in here for service, and it's like, damn, those pickups sound amazing. And I was like, that's my amp. My amp sounds amazing. It wasn't the
Yeah,
pickups.
yeah, yeah.
Those EVH Stealths, man, they
Oh
just
yeah.
have a great sound.
Awesome.
And he was playing it clean at that time too.
Mhm.
He was just trying to we were trying to narrow down a sound we were hearing in the pickups, which I didn't tell you, it was my little shop amp down here. We came back and it was making it on his oddly enough, on his rig, which I think is the Fender. He said when he would put it in there, he would get this little warbling sound, which we thought was because the pickups weren't wax potted. I thought maybe it was kind of getting a little echoey in the cover. So we
Mm.
put it on this one. It was doing the same thing. I didn't finish the story when I told you earlier. So he came in here. I said, because I never do anything. I literally hit the power button on this. This is a small Marshall amp, little small one, solid state, and it's just to make noise because I'm,
Mhm.
in a shop back here.
Yeah.
So we looked down and it had like a little wasn't a reverb. It was almost like a little phaser, and you could dial it in, and it was just barely on. I guess I hit the button or something, so it was making the noise. So we're chasing it. So we went out to my EVH to see if it made it out there. So that's some of the goofiness that goes on in here sometimes.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, well, and we looked at each other and we're like, damn, we should have checked the knobs first. And I was like, well, I never touch anything on that but the damn the volume. I never set in here and play with that amp. I just make noise. So I guess lastly, like a little housekeeping thing, that things are people may be noticing, like in the comments section. So if you're still here now, that means you're probably one of the ones that watches us every week or thereabout. So there's a couple of changes to not necessarily us in the channel, but the way it's formatted. So the platform that we use now has an upright, if you will, for a phone and one for a TV screen. So if you're looking at the YouTube channel, firstly, if you're looking at the YouTube, you may see two of the same. And what that is it's the same show. It'll be 51 times 2. One is formatted for a computer or a television. One is formatted for a phone. So it kind of fits in the phone better. That's the one. And the other thing, what I was talking about in the comments, like we see people in the comments, like that guy saying good morning. He's probably on the other side of the world. So with YouTube and the way that they're now reformatting that to where it's more TikTok-ish, if you will, then they're kicking it out to more people and different people. So we're seeing different people dip in. So just kind of like I know the people that are here now are the people that usually kind of hang with us every week and hang through the show. So if you were wondering what that was, and I think last time we had a couple weird comments, that's kind of what's going on, and also why you're seeing two of the show if you're watching it. But if you watch it on a phone, it is like we can see it on our screen how it looks. It's formatted much better now on a phone. It used to be just kind of like squeezed and shrunk down. You'd have to turn your phone sideways. So yeah, that Evan said he was wondering about that. Yeah, that it's a new thing. We use a platform called StreamYard, and it's something that they started doing last time. Kind of threw us off a little bit. It was a first for us. That's why we were late, because I deleted the feed because we thought it was messed up. But anyways, and we're gonna get, so this week you will also see, we will apologize maybe or not. So you're gonna see some shorts come out. Shorts, go out to a different audience. So it helps us build a better following and a better channel and create more offerings for you guys. So you may see more of us popping up in your feed. So we'll be doing that.
Yeah.
So that's all the housekeeping stuff I had. Everybody, please remember to like and follow. We appreciate you, especially if all of y'all, Evan and Shredward and Necroshin and Cheech is usually here, all the ones that hang out with us every week. Trouble was here earlier. So anyways, what else you have?
That's about it,
We'll be back next week.
We will be back next Thursday night.
Yeah.
And for another little chat.
Yeah,
all things nerdy.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. We appreciate it, and give us a like and a follow again, and have a good weekend.
Yep. Have a good night.